Hey guys, what is up? Don't know what I'm doing with my hands, but I have a fun video for you today. I was watching Pages and Pens channel. Her name is Julie. Don't ask me how to say her last name because it's Greek and it's like as long as the alphabet. So we're just gonna call her Julie Alphabet, and her channel is Pages and Pens. And it's such a good channel, so go and check it out. Anyways, she did a really cool book tag, and it was called World's Worst Book Tag. And I thought it'd be really fun just to do, I don't know, a book tag like that. So I have a whole slew of questions that I'm going to read out and answer. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Okay, question 1. What book or series would you force your enemy to read? I honestly would probably force them to read Shadowscale. It's a companion novel to Serafina. I think it's by Rachel Hartman. I hated that sequel with a fiery passion. You have no idea. So I'd probably make my enemy read it. And it's super long, so I hope it will be super painful for them to read as well. Question number 2. What book have you tried to read several times but you haven't been able to finish? Probably the second book to the Young Elite series. I think it's called The Rose Society by Marie Lu. Sorry. Anyways, I just can't get into that book, and I just didn't like the way or the direction that it was going in, so I keep picking it up and putting it down. And I'm probably 75% done, so I don't know why I don't just like freaking get it over with, but I don't know, it's gonna be one of those long-term books, you know, where you just kind of takes you like a decade to finish, but oh well, what can you do? There's a lot of other great books out there, and I don't want to DNF it, but I also don't want to waste a bunch of my time when there's so many other good books to read. Okay, question number 3. What book has a close friend, I can't speak today. What book has a close friend recommended that you ended up loving? Oh my gosh. I absolutely loved The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck. It was so freaking good. My friend recommended it to me last year, and I think everybody should read it. The reviews or the ratings are kind of debatable on Goodreads, but I honestly found it so funny and just so relatable for everybody, and I think everyone should read it. It's so funny, and I think she probably says or drops the F-bomb probably like 200 times throughout the book. So yeah, you should go read it. Question number 4. What book in the last year took you the longest to read because you're lazy? There's a few books that I'm like super lazy when it comes to picking it up and just reading. A book that probably took me the longest to read, and it wasn't because I was lazy. I'm just gonna get that out there. But it was probably, let me see, The Beauty of Darkness. I hated that book as well. I'll link my review from Goodreads down below, where I kind of just go on a full-on like rant, and I just totally channeled my inner Gordon Ramsay rage towards this book. Anyways, I just didn't like the book, and it probably took me a total of like 4 months to actually finish it. It was just, I did not like it. I felt like the book just kind of was very contradicting at times, and I actually loathed the female protagonist. So it took me a long time to read. Question number 5. What is the fastest book you've read in the last 5 years? Because it was so damn good. That book was probably A Court of Mist and Fury. It was very long. I think it was over 600 pages. But no word of a lie, I pulled an all-nighter, and I was like, had my eyeballs open, and I was just reading it nonstop until I finished. And like, my hands get sweaty even thinking about it because it was just so good. I also reviewed that as well, so I'll link that down below. But if you haven't read that freaking series, like, what are you living under a rock? Like, come on. It's like one of the best, most cheesiest, fun series out there right now. So question number 6. Clear your mind. Okay, let's get real. That's just not gonna happen, but I'll try. What are the first 3 books that immediately come into your mind? Oh my god, I don't even know. Probably like My Lady Jane, Making Faces, and The Witch by Ronald Hutton. I think that's how you say his last name. Those are just immediately the 3 books that just popped into my head right now. So, I don't know. Question number 7. Last book you will admit to skimming. Alright, I'm just gonna confess. I skimmed The Beauty of Darkness, The Remnant Chronicles, and I just don't even give a shit. I did not like that book, so I'm just gonna admit it. I did it. Number 9, almost done. One more question to go. Favorite book? Let's see. Favorite book / type of book to read in bed and by the pool. My favorite, I don't even really go to pools. Like, I don't know. I guess if I went to a pool, I'd probably read some sort of fluffy contemporary or anything that's under like 200 pages that's not too dense. I'll read by, I guess, a pool, or I don't know, just out. I love reading in parks as well. I think it's just kind of calming. In bed, I probably like reading fantasy and I don't know, something that's a part of a series, just because I like to feel more comfortable, and usually books like that you kind of want to read for more than just a few hours, so you want to be like at your comfiest in your PJs and like, you know, snacks just accessibly within reach, where you don't have to really get up unless you absolutely need to go pee or something, right? So yeah, I guess that's my answer. What book, this is question number 10 by the way, the last one. What book would you give to your best friend and force them to read because it's so good? There's a few books that I've actually purchased for a few of my friends. One of them being My Lady Jane. It's a historical fiction, romance, YA book. It's so good. I would probably also recommend, let me see here, The Name of the Wind. I purchased that for a friend as well. It's part of the Kingkiller Chronicles. I really liked that book. It's quite heavy though, so, and it's a lot of pages, so you know, you gotta commit to it. But I'd probably recommend that for somebody who loves Harry Potter and loves fantasy. But those are all the questions. I'm just gonna have a ton of crap linked down below. Reviews, the books that I've mentioned, my Goodreads, and if you want to get to know me a little bit more, I highly recommend that you check out my Goodreads because I'm quite active on there. That sounds perverted, but I'm an active Goodreads member, so check out my profile. And that basically concludes the tag. So I think I'm going to tag. If you're watching this right now, you should do this tag. I will link all of the questions down below, so they're just very accessible for you to just copy and paste and be able to read them and film your own video, or just maybe ask your friends or something who also like to read and get them to confess their dark sins, which books they've skipped and which books they'd make their enemy read. I think it's a fun tag, so you should do it. I'll see you next week.
Look your best, cause you're turning heads tonight. You're gonna find a sexy chica that's gonna dance all night if you wanna. Don't say you got a man, yeah, it's true, you got a man.